In this video, we're going to take a look at New Jersey Motorsports Park's Lightning course. The Lightning circuit is a 1.9-mile track located in Millville, New Jersey that boasts 10 corners and a technical back section. Let's take a quick look at the track map here. The front stretch is at the top center of your screen. You'll be moving clockwise around the track. Turn 1 there in your top right is a blind uphill right-hand corner with a crest on corner exit. It's a very fast corner, lots of grip there. Short straightaway between turn 1 and 2. Turn 2 is a much flatter but also sweeping fast right-hand corner that tightens up into turn 3. Immediately following turn 3 is a left-handed turn 4, which makes you come back across the track for the entrance to turn 5, which is another blind over the crest sort of corner that leads into turn 6, which is more of a straightaway than it is a corner, but it sort of comes off to your right. Turn 6 takes you onto a short straightaway that goes under the track's infield bridge to turn 7, that tight left-hander in the center of your screen. On corner exit, it'll be a little bit uphill as you go into turn 8, which is another blind left-hand corner. It's a slight crest and slight corner. Into turn 9, which is sometimes called the light bulb or the bowl. It's a high-banked right-hand 180-degree corner. There's a couple lines through there that take you out into turn 10, which is, again, another blind kink that takes you onto the front stretch. You'll be flat out through turn 10, which gives you a lot of speed going back into that heavy braking zone for turn 1. Alright, so let's take a look at a little bit of video here. This is me coming down the front stretch towards turn 1. As you can see, uphill corner, hard on the brakes. It's a late apex. The apex curbing here has 2 layers, and if you get your right wheels just on the first layer, you're going to work out perfectly fine. Up over the crest, track out left, getting ready for turn 2. If you get too much of this inside curbing, it upsets the car a lot, and you'll lose it sort of like I do here. Lose a lot of speed going into turn 2. So track left, come into turn 2, lift off just a tad, go down for the apex, and as you can see in the center of the screen here, there's some dirt off to the left-hand side. That's your marker for the entrance of turn 3. I didn't quite get the exit of this corner right, so here's another look at the way the corner should actually be driven. Down off the apex, you're running the car right out to that dirt. If you remember a little bit from the track map, turns 2 and 3 have a tiny straightaway in between them, but you'll notice here that my hands don't actually ever straighten out. They just tighten up for the entrance of turn 3. It's because you sort of treat it as a double apex single corner instead of 2 separate corners. The car's not really going to want to turn into turn 3, so some people have to do a couple of different things to get the car to turn in here. I like to use lift-off oversteer to help the car rotate around a little bit. Some people will bang down an extra gear here before the corner instead of after the corner like I do, and other people will tap the brakes a little bit to set the nose. Faster cars will have to tap the brakes here to get the car to actually turn into turn 3. So here we go. Down in the apex of turn 3, you're trying to stay track right. This is the most important part of the sector back here, is the transition of weight between 3 and 4. If you bring the car around too fast, you're going to oversteer and slide through turn 4, and if you don't bring the car around fast enough, you're going to understeer and push out way past that exit curbing and wind up in the grass. So the smooth transition here is really the key to this whole back sector. So you wind the car down and towards the apex here. It's alright to get some of that apex curbing, and you run the car as far out to that exit curb as possible. You'll see those billboards pretty much straight out in front of me there. You want to drive straight at them to set yourself up for the entrance to turn 5. If you stay on the inside line of the track here, you're going to understeer really badly as you start coming down the hill on the exit of turn 5, and you'll definitely wind up in the grass. So you want to move over track left as soon as possible after exiting turn 4. So here's a look at that from another lap. As you can see, I come off track left to get to that entrance curbing. The apex is right at the top of the hill there. If you get too much of that curb, it really upsets the car and causes you to push. You'll stay in the power coming down the hill to prevent too much understeer out towards that exit grass. Here's turn 6. As I said before, it's more of a straightaway. You're flat out through here under the bridge coming into turn 7. This is a downhill braking zone, so you'll be in the brakes a lot earlier than you would expect. Going slow into the entrance of this corner is key, so you'll be coming down here, harden the brakes, downshift. The turn is right at the end of that entrance curbing. You go right for the middle of that apex curbing and then track out into that exit curbing on the right. If you come into that corner a little too fast like I did there, you won't get down to the apex curbing and you'll wind up running out into the grass on corner exit. Here's a look at it where I actually do come in at the correct speed. Like I said, slow into the entrance of this corner is how you're actually quick through here. You want to use the power on exit to actually get your speed through this sector. So after corner exit, you move back to the left-hand side of the track for turn 8 here, which is just this little crest along the grass. Turn 9's entrance is about mid-track. I let off the gas here and let the hill eat up a lot of my speed. I get power on here about midway through and go down for that apex curbing. You run the car all the way back out to that exit curbing. It's going to want to push out there anyway. And then this here is turn 10, this slight crest. You just go right for the top of the hill towards the grass again. Run the car out to the left-hand side, prepping for turn 1. So here's a look at it without any edits. Coming down the front stretch, just bang it off that rev limiter. Late in the brakes, coming in, turning in late, getting just a little bit of that apex curb, track out all the way left, stay in the throttle coming up in the turn 2, get out of it just a little bit so she comes down to the apex and run it all the way back out to that dirt like I was talking about. Hard lift off here to get the car to turn in. A very smooth transition of weight between 3 and 4 to stay fast through here. We've run out to the exit curbing, but I get back over track left for the entrance of turn 5. As soon as you hit the top of the hill, you're back hard in the gas to stop the car from understeering out into the grass there. Run it to that exit curbing and wind it back down in here for the center of turn 6. You're flat out through here. This is a long way to go in a Miata. Downhill under the bridge, early in the brakes, early downshift. Turning in late though, going for that center curbing, going to run it out to this exit curb. As we come up to turn 8, flat out again, just going to wind it down in towards the grass, grab that shift. As we come into turn 9, I'm going to try and make a move on this other Miata here. The low line here is a line through this corner. It's not the fastest line usually, but it's a way through. That Spec E30 holds us up a little bit, and we track all the way back out left here. Turn 10, the last corner, coming back onto the front stretch. If you don't go to the center like I did there, this grass on the outside will jump up and grab you. You can't see it coming over the hill. It's blind, so stay at least center track. Don't be left track coming out there. And that's the start finish one more time.